Hello and welcome. You're listening to Skipping Through Theatre. This is a podcast where we celebrate the magic of performance, from the unforgettable musicals and the powerful plays to the TV shows we can't stop talking about, and the behind-the-scenes stories that bring it all to life. It's about the laughter, the drama, and the moments that stay with us long after the curtain falls. So settle in and let's dive into today's episode. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Skipping Through Theatre, the podcast where we chat about everything musical theatre.
We're Maddie and Nathan, and today we've got a really exciting guest joining us, and we're back, and we've got a new intro.
She's currently starring in the West End show The Devil Wears Prada. Please welcome Eleanor Peach.
Hi Eleanor, thank you so much for coming on.
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me. This is great.
Let's go back to the beginning. What first made you fall in love with theatre?
So when I was younger, I always used to like dance and sing and play the piano, but it was all just like a hobby, I guess. And then I feel like the first time I ever watched a show, I actually don't know how old I was, but we went to the theatre. It wasn't a musical, like it wasn't anything. I think it was actually like Bear in the Big Blue House, which was based on like a kids' TV show. But my mum always tells me, she's like, you just couldn't take your eyes off the stage. And I feel like from then, as soon as I like even learned what live theatre was, I was just like mesmerized by it. And the more theatre I saw, I guess you kind of just get like dragged into that feeling of like watching something live and like seeing something that is different every time, and you go to a different world, and like you just can't find it anywhere else than like 100 people or 1,000 people sitting in the same room and watching the same thing. Do you know what I mean? And watching it happen together. Like it's just such a unique experience. It's almost like live sport. People have that same, like, it's like a community experience. Yeah, it's just so special. I think it was just watching theatre and discovering theatre. I fell in love with it straight away.
It's amazing how you like get that emotion live though, because it's so different to television, because obviously you can like feel stuff for the characters, like you feel bad for them, but when you watch it live it's just more. Wait, do you get what I'm trying to say? It's more
you have that feeling of them being real people right in front of you.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And was there a moment that hit you when you thought, this is what I want to do as a job?
So I'd probably say there were two like specific moments. I like I said, I was very lucky to be able to watch lots of live theatre, and I remember going to see Les Mis in the West End when I was about 14, and I came out and I was waiting to meet the cast at stage door, and I was like, oh my god, like these people are doing this every day. That's exactly, I was like, then I realized you could do it as a job, like it wasn't just a hobby. And I was like, oh my god, like this could be a thing that I could do, and it would pay my bills. Do you know what I mean? But also at that age, like I was always quite academic at school, and so it kind of taking that leap felt really out of my comfort zone. So it was kind of I was hedging my bets for a few years. I was like, I don't know if I'm brave enough, I guess, to take that leap. And then I guess a couple of years later, I was hanging out with some friends who were all like performing, like amateur performing, you know, like doing drama club and school and stuff. And some of them were a bit older, and they were talking about potentially auditioning for drama schools. And that was another moment where it just clicked, and I was like, people are trying, like this is actually a thing you can try and do. And I was just like, I if I don't try now, like 16, 17, 18, if I don't try now, I'll never know. Whereas if I do something academic now, then I might never come back to theatre. But for me, it was like, it's now or never. I have to try. And I've been lucky enough to, I guess, make it happen, which is very special.
And you've got so far with like the stuff you've been in, which is insane.
Well, The Devil Wears Prada is actually my first professional job.
Wow.
I feel very lucky.
So what have been some of your favorite shows or roles you've been part of?
Well, obviously, because this is my first professional job, I've obviously did stuff when I was training as well. So which now feels like ages ago. But I was I went to Arts Ed from 2020 to 2023, and in our third year we did two like we did 2 shows. So we did Sweeney Todd and a chorus line, both with that is so different. But Sweeney Todd is one of my favorite shows of all time, like always has been. It's just so, I think it's so unlike so much of musical theatre. Like it's so, the music, the style, like it's, and the score, it was such a privilege to get to sing that score. I was like, even if I never get to sing that again, I was like, I feel like I've ticked that one off. Like musically, it was such a great show to just be a little part of. And then the second show we did was a chorus line, which I got to play Val in. And that was so much fun, so different, like such an iconic show again, but yeah, for such different reasons. Like we stayed on stage the whole time, like it had a bit of everything. It was singing, dancing, comedy, like acting, loads of stuff that I'd never done before. And yeah, that role, obviously it wasn't professional, but as part of my training, that really helped me like learn a lot, I think, and develop as an actor, to stay on stage the whole time and like discover so much about just existing as a character who has comedic sides but also like has tragedy in her life. Like there was just again so many little fun details to kind of get to play around with on the stage, like for a couple of hours. That was and it's such an iconic show, like the gold costumes, the little sparkly
100%.
So
that must have been so exciting though, and quite eye-opening, especially because you're trying different ways.
Exactly.
It's just amazing.
And we were very lucky. We got to meet the original Broadway cast of
Really?
They came to watch on one of the shows. It was
like
amazing.
We were very lucky. It was an incredible experience.
Okay, we have to talk about The Devil Wears Prada. For people who haven't seen it yet, how would you describe the show in just 3 words?
So I would say stylish, definitely like nostalgic and fun, of course. It's just like, it's a great night out. That's how I always put it to people.
Definitely.
Lots of people may have seen the movie, but how does it like differ to what's actually on stage?
That's actually such a good question. Because it's a new show, I was really lucky to be part of the rehearsal process, like the workshop process. So we actually initially started workshopping it after the Chicago production that was done a while ago. We then, when it came to London, it must be 18 months ago, last January, we workshopped it. We then took it to Plymouth, we reworked it, and then we came to London. So we've seen like a massive journey. It's not the show that we first found last January, and it's not the film either. It's like its own little middle ground. Obviously it's so true to the story of the film, but we also have the songs, which is like a completely different way for the audience to experience Runway magazine and like the world of Prada. But yeah, there was so much creativity in that whole process. Like we had really long days and crazy hours, and it was like a massive process of discovery. But creating a new show with Jerry Mitchell and Elton John, like there's little bits of us as the cast members, as people like that are part of the show, that are just there because of the people that were in the rehearsal room at the time, which is crazy. Like especially as the show carries on, people and like will start taking over roles from people who created them, but like there will be still little parts of those initial people in those roles. Do you know what I mean? But so building the show and like being in the room with people like Elton John and Vanessa Williams and Jerry Mitchell, like especially as my first job, was crazy. And it is different from the movie. Like we have still some of the iconic lines and we have all the same characters, but like there's a little side plot for Emily with a nurse that she meets in the hospital, and there's a couple of like extended scenes and like fantasies, and obviously the models are like the ensemble, so we get to paint that picture of Runway as well, which is great. Like we exist as the clackers, we're called, of Runway, with our like, we have our on stage friendships and like rivalries and work drama, and then we go to Paris and we get to play the models, and like it's like color, and it's just so fun and silly, to be honest. We have a great time. Lots of high heels, all of that. And I guess there's another side for me as well, personally, because I also learned how to cover in this show. So as well as learning how to be in the ensemble, I'm also second cover Andy. So there was a huge learning experience through the rehearsal process as well, and like getting to study Anne Hathaway's character and like read the book, which is, it's based on true story by Lauren Weisberger. Like it was really interesting to get to not only play like the clacker runway, like sassy model kind of side, but then I also get to play the Andy side, which is like two flip sides of a coin. So that's really fun for me personally to get to explore as well.
Yeah, there's no words to actually explain how insane that must have been. Personally, The Devil Wears Prada is like one of my favorite films. So
it's iconic, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, fashion is just something that's just, oh, it's amazing.
And the costumes look amazing. So do you have a favorite outfit you get to wear in the show?
Yes, I do. The costumes are like gorgeous. We get to wear a mix of like real designer pieces, which is crazy. Ooh. And also we have custom pieces designed by Greg Barnes. But there's a scene in the movie and the show where Andy goes into the closet with Nigel and she's like, right, I need a makeover, like I need a transformation. And we have there's a big ensemble number, spoiler alert, called Dress Your Way Up, which is we all come out of this closet, we call it the rainbow closet, and we're all in different rainbow colors. And I have this gorgeous little bright pink sequin mini dress with like this bright pink chiffon jacket and pink sparkly heels, and it is just like Barbie's dream house, like on steroids. It's fantastic.
It must look amazing, honestly.
Everyone looks so fantastic. We're all in these like different bright colors and like it's so fun.
That's the type of thing you just want to experience in real life. Like I really want to go and see the show. I definitely think it's up there on, I would love to.
On the list.
Is there,
let me know if you
do. Is there a part of the show that's your favorite to perform? Like a bit you always look forward to?
So my favorite part of the show would be there's a number that we do at the end of Act 1, which is called Miranda Girl. It's where Miranda has just asked Andy if she can come to Paris instead of Emily. So it's like the turning point for Andy's character. She's like, do I want to stay in the background or do I want to betray someone who's becoming my friend to get ahead, which is what she always dreamed of, even though it's not in the journalism world that she always wanted. And we get to, all the girls come on, and we've just been at the Met Gala. So we have these like dark gothic ball gowns on with like headpieces and chiffon and sequins and like gloves and masks and like it's gorgeous. And we all come right to the front of the stage. We're literally on the very lit, like the front of the stage, and the front row of the audience is right there, and we just get to like eyeball everyone. And it's just like Andy's right in the middle. It just feels so powerful. Like all the girls are on stage together, and it's like, what do you want? Like we just get to really sell that fantasy like for the last few minutes of Act 1, and that feels great every day.
I'm like actually in awe. I bet I really like, I need to see photos of these outfits. I really need to. I bet they ate. Oh my god.
They do eat every time.
So our listeners love hearing about life backstage because there's always some such different and funny stories. Could you walk us through what a show day looks like for you?
Yeah, of course. So we have single show days most days, and then we have 2 double show days a week. So single show day, I mean, I'm quite boring on a working day, especially if I'm going on for Andy. I'm like locked in. But a single show day, I always try and get a good night's sleep, drink lots of water, and then I head to the gym. I maybe do some life admin, like nothing crazy. If I'm feeling well rested and like feeling good, then I'll try and see a friend or like get out and about and make the most of living in London. But once I'm at the theatre for a single show, it's just pretty simple, like makeup, warm up, lots of laughs. We laugh the whole time. All the girls, we have a great time, and then wig, costume, and off we go, and then straight to bed when I get home normally. But then a two show day is a bit crazier. We're in the middle of a 2-show day right now, so I've just done one show. It's just up and out, like just again, eat well, drink lots of water, like trying to stay well. An 8-show week is like a lot. But yeah, like you say, that we have we do have great like laughs backstage. Obviously a lot of the time we're tired, but a lot of the time people are really like hyping each other up, and we have we get a bit silly, so it's very
Yeah.
fun.
You need that though. How long do you
You
have
do.
like between each like when you have a 2-show day, how long do you have between each show?
So we finished the last show at 5 o'clock, so it was 2:30 until 5, and then I will need to start getting back into my wig at 6:30, 7:15, and then into costume, and then the show starts at 7:30. So it's like a good hour and a half break, and then
I bet that's quite nice.
yeah, it's good. Normally I just go for a little walk or like chill out or chat to a friend, like just something like normal. I just try and like switch off from the show. Yeah, which is nice.
And you got like enough time to have dinner and all that, which is good.
Exactly, yeah, and just have a rest.
Who would you say is your inspiration in theatre at the moment?
I am obsessed with Jodie Comer. She's not like she's not done musical theatre. I don't think. If she has, then I'm actually a bad fan. But like she is, her acting is phenomenal. She does a lot of TV. Like I found her through Killing Eve, which was obviously like huge. But she also did a one-woman play, which I saw like 4 or 5 times, and I just her skill to hold an audience for, I don't know how long it was, maybe an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes, as just one woman on stage telling this story where she played like all the parts, and just I didn't think about anything other than what was going on stage while I was watching it. I think she's phenomenal. Yeah, if I could have 1% of that acting skill, I think incredible. Yeah. I want to do a musical next. I'll be there.
Yeah.
They must have.
I'll be front row.
They must have so much talent to like just have one person on stage do like everything. I don't know how you can just sit there and like all watching it, and like with just one person, it's amazing.
The stamina as well is crazy. The stamina is insane.
Yeah. And you can't even have any breaks. That's crazy.
No toilet breaks, no water.
No.
I rely on those.
So a lot of people listening dream of being in the West End one day. Do you have any advice for them?
I think at some point you have to take you just have to take the leap, because like I said, it was something that felt like a massive risk for me, and I think it's not a normal job. It's a crazy job. Like, it's so random, and it's not on the career pages when you look at what you might want to do with your life. But at some point you just have to be like, right, this is what I'm going to try, and I'm going to go single-minded, and I'm going to give it a go. Like, it won't be easy, and you will probably question whether or not you made the right decision, because it will feel like you're going away from what a lot of people are doing, or that's how I felt anyway. But and then when you're working towards it, be nice to everyone and don't take it too seriously. Like, the job is not heart surgery, it's telling a story, and like it taking people out of their reality, and like I think I'd just say go for it, but also know that it should be fun, and if it's not fun, you don't have to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no pressure. Well, as long as you're enjoying it, then that's all you can ask for.
I completely agree. There's like no more to add to that. That's literally perfect. Okay, before we finish, we've got a quick fire round. So, are you ready?
No pressure.
This is the first time we've done this. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Time, but here we go. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Dream role you haven't played yet.
Miss Honey, definitely.
Oh, good. That's actually such a good answer. Favorite song to sing in the shower?
I never sing musical theatre in the shower. Is that okay?
That's fine. That's fine.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Yeah. By Elton John.
Yes. One thing you always do before going on stage.
I am so superstitious. I count to 7 every time while I'm getting ready. Lucky number 7. Everything I do, I count it in 7s. Very weird. 7 sips of water. Yeah.
It's giving witch.
It's giving witch. Thanks.
If you weren't a performer, what job would you want?
I have to be creative still. Maybe like, I don't know, social media, or like fashion, or like retail buying, or like marketing. Yes. But then when I was younger, I wanted a sensible job. I wanted to be a lawyer, so I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one.
Sounds good. You've literally finished. That was Nathan, we should have done more questions.
Yeah,
that
we should have.
Fire.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been amazing chatting with you, Eleanor.
Yes, we've loved hearing about your journey and what it's like performing in The Devil Wears Prada.
And if you haven't seen the show yet, go and check it out. You don't want to miss it. That's it for today's episode of the Skipping Through Theatre podcast.
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.